There's no difference if it happens at 8:30. There's no difference if it happens at 9:30 or if it happens at 10:30. You can make the same amount of money no matter what. You can make the same amount of money no matter what, from $5 all the way up to $12 at 8:30 in the morning, 1:30 in the afternoon, 4:30 in the afternoon. It doesn't matter, right? Still the same amount of opportunity. So make sure you guys are awake to be able to pull the trigger. Let's dive into our market briefing right here. December may be the best month of the year on average for stocks, but the month is not off to that great of a start this year. Monday's losses on the SPY were the worst since early October for the major averages. And US stock futures were indicating more losses today after President Donald Trump said a trade deal may not come until after the 2020 election, which is kind of something that we've thought about before, right? It's something we've talked about before, right? We talked about this that says, most likely a trade deal's not going to be done until most likely election time, right? When we get closer to November of next year, closer to October of next year, that's most likely when we'd see some sort of trade deal made as we get closer towards the presidential election. But right now, as I said, with China, we're not even on zero. And what do I mean on zero? Well, this is kind of how I think in my head, how I think about the China trade deals. In the China trade deals, if we start, right here, right? And this is where we're beginning. This is where we're first meeting. This line represents first meeting, sitting down and saying, "Hey, let's make a deal happen." Well, what started happening, when we first started off? Hey, we started making some sort of deal. We started getting a little bit of progress. We were trying to again make something happen. Eventually, again, what happened? We kind of just like plateaued, where we put China tariffs on, right, to try to get a deal to happen. That is when basically our deal started going downhill a little bit. China started putting deals on, or tariffs on. Then again, you could see we kind of went into the negative. Whereas before we were talking and communicating and being positive towards each other, now we're kind of just hurting each other's economies. At this point, we're kind of right here. Basically our China trade talks at this moment are what? Are just basically just trying to get back to zero, right? Trying to get back to a good civil area where we can start talking about how to actually make a deal happen. We're not even at the part of making a deal happen. We're at the part of let's try to get rid of the tariffs we made at the first part of the deal, right? And this whole entire process so far, from here to here, has been almost 18 months now. So we're almost at 18 months of not even being at zero at the moment, right? Not even at the start of, hey, let's actually start talking about, an actual deal to be made. We're just at the part of let's try to get rid of tariffs that, we put on each other, right? So, do I not think a deal would be made until 2020 or near around maybe 12 months from now? Most likely, to be honest. It's been almost, a year and a half of not even of us taking steps backwards, with this China trade deal. So that it's going to definitely take a lot of time before that even happens. And finally, we are seeing kind of the optimism run out on the SPY, and that's why if you look, yesterday, you could see the SPY right here on this, on the very top right here. We are seeing a rather large red candle. So that's why again, like right here yesterday, we are having a rather large red candle as we come back down to the 13 EMA and then a gap down to 308. Right, so a gap down to 308. So we'll see how much we're going to be able to hold up today. Possibility, again, you guys can look for the SPY put contracts, right? We've gone into our contracts, right? Yesterday was Cyber Monday, going over that awesome sale with the options boot camp where the 15 different strategies. So, the SPY, definitely check it out as possibly, maybe today into tomorrow, into maybe next week. You may want to look for some put contracts. So we'll see what we have, right? Let's see what else we have going on right here. The U.S. government said it may put punitive duties up to 100% on $2.4 billion in imports from France of champagne, handbags, cheese, and other products after concluding that France's new digital service tax would harm U.S. tech companies. So the U.S. is looking to opening a similar investigations into Austria, Italy, and Turkey. So basically putting, tariffs on these other countries as well. So a lot going on right now. a lot going on in the overall world, and how we're, working with other countries to, especially if other countries are coming up with new technology that doesn't need us, we're going to have to make our money somehow, right? Other than that, though, let's kind of go into penny stocks for a little bit. We know right now that the SPY is going to be having a little bit of trouble. The SPY is having a gap down. Let's go into a 2-minute time frame, or let's actually go down to about a 3-minute time frame, so you guys can see again. We are gapping down pretty large on the SPY right now. So again, a lot of things going on with our world, but we really can't be that shocked that if we have a strong pullback. The SPY, guys, has been running to new highs every single day for about the past 2 months straight. If we have 2 solid red days, it's not really that shocking. I don't really think the SPY should be up this high to begin with, right? So I really don't even think the SPY should be up this high to even begin with. So we'll see how much higher the SPY has left in it, or if it's going to be, start having that strong pullback, right? Only time will tell. Now, let's get over to some penny stocks, and let's talk about the penny stocks of the day. Talk about which ones have the best opportunity for us. So, number one, guys, is going to be DRIO. I'm sure, again, the majority of you guys are already fully aware of DRIO. What we have going on here is this stock is the number one top gainer of the day. It's currently up 1 million in float. It is having a gap up of 93% at this time. It is having strong resistance at $10, and it does have a press release behind it. What was the press release behind this play? DRIO. DRIO came out at December 3rd, 8/27. That talks about distributing in Walmart, right? Walmart starts distributing DRIO system. Now, think about it like this, guys. A couple different ways you can think, how is this a good press release? Penny stocks. When you think of penny stocks, what do you think of? The majority of people probably think of a small, sketchy company. Some people think it's a company, people working out of their shed, right? These little, small, sketchy companies, and that's kind of the penny stock, kind of what we think about when we hear penny stocks. We think of again, maybe two brothers working out of a shed. We work at a little company trying to start up in a garage, something sketchy, something that we really don't know how good it is. But when we see that Walmart is willing to work with DRIO, that brings in a lot of credibility, right? That brings in a lot of credibility towards these plays, right? That would be like, imagine how many people want to be singers in the world and blow up as famous singers. But you know how many singers there are out in the world that are very bad who want to be singers? A lot of people, right? But imagine if your favorite artist that you know right now all of a sudden had on, maybe a song or two, a brand new singer. Well, that brings up that person's credibility, a ton, right? Imagine if there was like a rapper you never heard of before, and all of a sudden, I'm just gonna say a famous rapper that most people have heard of, Eminem. Imagine if this new rapper is all of a sudden on Eminem's CD. Well, what would happen then? Well, that person would probably get a lot of exposure. That person would get a lot of credibility. That says, oh wow, if he's on Eminem's CD, he's probably again legit. He's probably the real deal, right? But there's a lot of people out there that want to rap that are just awful, right? But that's why they're not on CDs. But what we have right here is, we have a sketchy little penny stock, but again, we have Walmart working with it. So that brings up the credibility towards this play, right? Sometimes we see Apple work with the company. Sometimes we see Amazon work with a company. This shows us that it's an actual real company. Also, being in Walmart, it's going to get more sales. It's going to get more revenue, right? It's one of the world's biggest companies, Walmart, right? So, we definitely always want to be checking that out and understanding why this is a good press release and understand the credibility behind it. So, DRIO right here, very nice press release. Gap up's 94%. And also, again, the big thing right there, 1 million in float. Strong press release and 1 million in float, you got yourself the perfect recipe, right? That's what really comes down to. You want to have the most blunt, easy, honest, thing about stock trading? You got to find hot news, and you got to find low floats. Now, again, what else do you want to be looking at? Yes, you need to look at, chart setups and resistance and market conditions and know again, how volumes are reacting. But the simple, most blunt answer would be hot news, low floats. You got yourself a recipe for a pretty big play ahead of you, right? And what do we have right here? DRIO up 100%. And that's why, again, I pulled the trigger on DRIO, which I've shown you guys before. That's why I got in on this play. And again, I was a little bit late to it. I tried to get filled 500 shares. I only got filled 50 shares. I canceled the rest, and I was like, you know what? At least I got in. Right? DRIO went from $5, shot all the way on up, and I was like, hey, let me try to get in on a small play. Only got in 50 shares. I hold it out, and I was able to make another, 75 bucks from it. So not too bad. But the thing is, yes, I'm willing to get in on these plays, right? And I saw before we had to have a little bit of a talk, because someone in chat was like, "Oh, all you have to do is just buy in on these plays," right? And there's again truth to that, and there's also again things you kind of don't want to do from that as well, right? When we say all you want to do is buy into a play, right? There is part of yes, we want to get into it, right? Especially in these hot markets, guys. We know November has been insane. How many times have I shown you guys supernova examples over the past few weeks? We have been seeing $100 rips, $15 rips, $25 rips, $30 rips. If we see a good press release with a low float, yes, there is a sense that get into that play as quickly as you can. Momentum's going to take over. The mob's going to take over. Hype's going to take over. But at the same time, you don't want to be dumb and just buy into absolutely everything you see, right? You want to buy into the best plays. You want to buy into the stocks that have the momentum, that buy into the mob, that have the activity. It's good to have a game plan. There's a difference from buying into everything and just being absolutely wild, and there's from also being a successful stock trader and consistently making money. What's the difference here? Well, again, the cowboy, the guy that's just going wild, is going to be the person that just every time they see a stock moving, they buy into it. Every single time they see anything they move, they buy into it and hold. That's not a good strategy. But if you see right away, DRI, hey, good news. DRI, okay, 1 million float. DRI, okay, you know what? This is in December. DRI, volume starting to move on in. And you come up with a game plan, then pull the trigger? Absolutely. I agree with that trade, right? Finding that balance. Finding that balance of being a little bit of a cowboy to finding that balance of also having a little bit of credibility behind it, right? And that's what it is. Everyone's got to get a little bit of a cowboy in them. Everyone's got to get a little bit of a cowgirl in it. You guys are in the wild, wild stock market. Things are going to get a little crazy. I don't want people hesitating. I don't want people. There are times, again, I've been there and you guys have seen it. There are times that I say to myself, hey, I don't want to pull the trigger. I don't want to get into a play. I don't, I'm a little bit late to it. I'm a little bit hesitant towards plays. You guys have seen me be in that, Sean before. You guys have seen me be that deck before. But again, you guys have also seen a lot, recently, me saying, hey, you know what? This stock's moving. I'm getting in. Yeehaw. Right? And that's just because market conditions are very good right now. And it's all about trying to find that balance. When to be hesitant and when to pull the trigger. When to be hesitant, when to go after it, right? When to be a cowboy, when to be a little bit more disciplined. You just got to find that balance. But right now, again, coming down to the end of the year, we know December is a great time. December is when all traders want to finish off strong. Companies are going to put out good press releases to finish off this 2019 strong. And then January is just as good as the traders are trying to start off their year strong. And traders are also trying, businesses put out good press releases as they are trying to start off their year strong, right? So this is all, very important stuff. Absolutely. Let's see here. What else do we have going on? ABIL. ABIL. 6 million in float stock. This stock this morning came out with, look right here, ABIL. This play announces entry into new contracts. So what would be our keyword right here? We do have a couple keywords. Again, one of our main keywords is contract, 2-star word. All right, so let me make this a little bit bigger. We have contract, 2-star word. Usually, again, when you enter into a contract, you are going to be making money in the future. So what do we have here? A contract up to $9 million. All right, awesome. So we have the amount up to $9 million for this contract. Not too shabby, right? $9 million contract. Not too bad right there. So that is awesome. I do like that. I do enjoy that. I think that, it definitely has a lot of potential. ABIL, 6 million in float. ABIL, again, only 69 cents. Room to run up to $1. Up to what area? I kind of said it. $1 or 102, which is the 200-day moving average. So if ABIL starts catching a little bit of fire, this one could definitely take on off. And these are kind of the top two I want to focus on. ONTX was a little bit of a top gainer yesterday. The big thing is this stock is staying above $5 right now. I know probably some of you guys are interested in ONTX. So ONTX yesterday could not get above excuse me, 30 cents. I apologize if it says $5 for some reason. ONTX could not get above 30 cents, right? You could see it hit 30 cents, fell, 30 cents fell, 30 cents fell, 30 cents fell. Today, it is above 30 cents. It's above 30 cents and is currently at 33 cents. As long as this play stays above 33 cents, it would be one that you want to be looking at. One that does have potential to possibly move on up towards maybe that 50-day moving average of 66 cents. It would probably need news to spike that hard, but it is one you still want to keep your eyes peeled on. Really, the top two, it really comes down to DRIO, which has more volume and it also has a lower float. But then a close second I would put would be ABIL in case that gets any sort of hype. Just said I get a quick sip of water. Woo! All right, so DRIO and ABIL, these are the top two. ONTX, also a low float stock, no news. But again, anything above 30 cents, that stock does have some potential towards it. Going off, of course, the SPY having a big time drop right here. I know some of you guys are looking over towards UVXY, right? It's short, as again, you can see whenever it says short, that's going to be an inverse ETF. If that's UVXY, you guys could be looking over towards TVIX, which just had the recent reverse stock split. And since TVIX is so much bigger, now it does move more dollars. So TVIX has gone from $70 to $80, about a $10 climb now in pre-market since it had its reverse stock split. So it is a much better mover after it just had its reverse stock split, which does help it out. So just a little heads up about that. If you guys are interested in going against the SPY and don't want to do any sort of options, you guys can again, look over towards some inverse ETFs, right? But starting off, we are going to be keeping our eyes on DRIO and ABIL. So game plans. What are the game plans? Number one, the game plan for DRIO. Well, as of now, we do have support where at. We are going to have support all the way back down towards this pre-market bounce, where we can obviously see right here that our previous bounce is right around this $9 mark. So we have $9 as a nice little bounce play. I'm going to change the chart towards around 2 minutes. We do have new support right here, right around $10. I'm going to make this a little bit more lighter, right? A little bit of light support. Now, why would this be light support? Well, because it's probably, again, it's not 100% chance going to hold. I could even get rid of that if you just want to make it, nice and easy right here. I just want to see if it's going to stay above $10. $10 is a very nice area to be able to get above. $10 is a very nice area that if it can hold, that is going to be the 200-day moving average. But right now, a lot of traders are locking in around $10. If I was you and you're interested on DRIO, look for a bounce play back near $9. Look to sell up to $10. Break of $10, we could possibly be seeing a target all the way back up towards around 12. If you guys are interested in ABIL, ABIL is going to have resistance at around 76 cents and also resistance around 80 cents. So we're going to have our lighter resistance right around the 76-cent mark right here. And then we're going to have strong resistance all the way up at the pre-market highs of 80 cents. You guys do have your main support line right along the 60-cent mark, right here at this time. Other than that, I would really just see what's going to be coming up on the high of the day momentum scanner and, what stock, is the first one to hit a 20 count, which shows, where the momentum's at, shows where the activity's at. So far, I am 1 for 1 on the day. Hopefully, again, getting a little bit of activity. I may do a couple mobile trades today, off my phone. With a mobile broker that I've been working on, which I still have to tell you guys. I know that. But I've been doing a few little trades here and there. I've done probably like 5 trades off my phone so far. But it's cool. So again, I might do a couple of those today, and I'll definitely let you guys know. But so far, again, everything's been pretty solid. DRIO, ABIL, and other than that, you guys definitely could be looking for some put contracts on the SPY. You guys can also look at inverse ETFs such as TVIX or UVXY if you guys are interested on that. If you don't know what a 20 count is, make sure again, guys, you get to the video library. Very, very important. The high of the day momentum scanner is going to have a count alert on it. When a stock hits a 20, it usually shows that that stock has a lot of volume, has a lot of hype. So I'll show you what I mean in a minute, but make sure you guys go check out that lesson. Again, guys, the video library is open to you 24/7. This is open to you 24/7. All you guys have to do is come to tradecaster.com, click videos, and you guys have everything here. If you guys just want to watch my video lessons, again, you guys could just go to search by username, type in Deckmart Trades. You guys will have all my lessons right here. If you want a certain lesson by me, Deckmart Trades breakouts, go ahead, type in breakouts. Deckmart Trades level 2, type in level 2. Deckmart Trades, how do I trade in pre-market? Type in pre. You get all the pre-market stuff right here. Right? Any sort of topic you can think of for stock trading, I have it covered. I've been doing this for almost 5 years now. Throughout that time, we have done a lot of lessons, and I put nearly every single one of those in the video library. So right now we're going to put DRO on the top. We are going to put ABIL on the bottom. Again, we may get a couple little sleeper picks right here. We do have a lot of news. There's a good little press release on MOSY. There's a good little press release on EDSA. We had a press release on phase 3 trials on ARDX that fell this morning. So there are a couple different little sleeper plays right here. But let's just again see what comes on up and what gets some of the best hype or best momentum. Right now, I'm currently sitting on my hands and not going to be forcing anything. And again, that's just an expression, guys. I'm not really sitting on my hands. It just means I'm not, buying anything at this time. They say sitting on your hands so you don't touch the mouse. So you don't, again, pull the trigger and, by greed, pull the trigger by hopping in on something you shouldn't. So I just want to see where the volume's going to head to, and then I'll go from there. Right now, DRIO having a little bit of this pullback back down towards around this $9 mark. It is a little bit cold out. It is a nice day, though, after, again, that little bit of that blizzard yesterday. First little snowfall of the year in the Northeast. All right, guys, market opens up in about 5 seconds. So let's have an awesome day. Hide the day momentum scanner right in the middle of the screen. The counts are all the way to the right. Notice it says 1, 2, 3. Usually when a stock hits a 20, it usually means that's where the majority of volume is running to. So usually when we have a 20, that's where the majority of volume is running to. So right now, let's see where this momentum heads to. Let's see where this volume goes to. Right now, we are seeing a nice little pop. DRIO, nice pop off support. So DRIO, first stock with a 20 count. First stock with a 20 count. And this stock, again, as fast as this stock just went up, is as fast as this stock just went down. As fast as this stock went up, this stock just went from $9 to $10, now back down to $8.66, and now up to $9.20. This thing is all over the place right now. DRIO, again, that was a little wild. This stock opened up right around $9.25, fell to $9, spiked to $10, now back down to $8.76, now up towards $9. This thing is a little bit crazy at the moment on DRIO. DRIO is a little bit all over the place when we have about an 18-cent spread. 18-cent spread. Also, a little bit of volume starting to move over to ABIL. ABIL, that's on the bottom level too. ABIL starting to pop up on the high of the day momentum scanner as well. So we do have DRIO, which is a little bit more of the wild child, which is a little bit more risky. ABIL just trying to break through 70 cents. We can also, again, sit back and wait to see what's coming on up. Right now, I am not in any trades at this time. So right now, I am not in any trades at this time. 1 for 1 on the day, though. Right now, DRIO trying to hold on up that $9 area. Again, if DRIO can hold a whole $9, that's going to be a nice area to be able to make some nice money. ABIL starting to move on up. First line of light resistance is coming on up. Light resistance right here of 75 cents. Looking to break through that. Now we're at strong resistance at 80 cents. ABIL, guys, getting a little bit of action right here. I'm going to put that on the top level too. ABIL going on the top level too right here. I am going to put DRIO on the bottom as that's, again, moving on up now up towards around $10. So both stocks are, again, trying to get some activity towards them. DRIO has about a 30-cent spread, and that's why this stock's moving so crazy. It just went from $9 to $10. Now it's back spread, and that's why it's all over the place. ABIL has a little bit more penny stock traders, I feel like. So DRIO has a bigger spread, so it's moving a lot bigger, left and right, up and down. But ABIL right here has good volume, so that's why it's able to rip all the way up to that 80-cent mark. As you guys can see in pre-market, again, we have our light resistance at 75, 76 cents. And our strong resistance at 80, 81 cents. Our strong resistance comes from our pre-market highs. So what happens when we come up to strong resistance? What should you be doing? You should be selling some of your profit. You should be selling some of your shares to lock in those gains, right? So right now, ABIL trying to hold up at around 80 cents. And then we have that light resistance right now at that 75-cent mark, trying to turn it into some new support. Nothing I'm absolutely in love with. DRIO is a little too risky for me because I really don't know that next move. You know, if it holds $9, I do think you're going to see $10 plus. But a crack of $9, I mean, you could see this thing back down to $8 within a couple of seconds. I mean, the stock it just kind of goes a little bit wild and goes a little crazy in every direction. Right now, ABIL resistance is holding up on this play. Right, does have a little bit of a long upper shadow coming up towards around 80 cents. That does, care for a possible reversal. Also, talking about long upper shadows and possible reversals, CLVS guys, this is a textbook picture right here of what I showed you guys yesterday, a doji star. Right, this is textbook. We have so many lessons in the video library on doji stars, but as you guys know, as you come up to the top of a trend line, that is where we start seeing a stock going to reverse, right? And a little side note, what do we have here? If we have an uptrend, doji star right in the middle, that's where we start heading back on down, right? What do we have right here on this chart? Uptrend. What do you think this is right here? Doji star. Now again, a red candle right here. Red candle right back on down. So that's just, perfect textbook looking at CLVS of a doji star reversal, right? DRIO trying to get some volume towards it, right? DRIO trying to get some volume. Now again, getting some volume and running all the way up towards around $11. The DRIO putting that one back on the top. ABIL, too much resistance at 76 and 80 cents. Right now, DRIO is the risky one with a 25-cent spread, but this is also the moneymaker. I'm not in on this play right now. As I said, it is a little bit risky, but this is the moneymaker at this time. This is the mob play. We know, again, next resistance line is where? The main resistance line is going to be $12, right? Main resistance line is going to be $12. DRIO is a supernova today. Look at pre-market. This stock has gone from $5 all the way up towards around $12. The stock bounced off $9 once, bounced off $9 twice, and is now again working its way to get back up towards that $12 area. $11 is a natural resistance line. If you're saying, Deck, this is all great, thanks for telling me, but can I get an entry? What's the best entry point? Well, at this time, the best entry point would probably be around that $10 mark. $10 is the 200-day moving average. $10 should hold up as some sort of support line. So again, you'd want to do a limit order somewhere around $10, right? The 200-day moving average, which we're above right now, should be holding up as a support line. If it can't hold up as a support line, that's when it's going to start falling underneath it. Right now, we just came back down to that 200-day moving average, and it just got its first little bounce play. So again, I know it was a little quick. I know it's a little quick right here, but a stock with, again, this big of a spread, it's most likely going to be pretty quick. So let's see. Here's another. There's orders being filled at $9.99 right there. Again, right now the bids were all the way down towards $9.99, $10.05 right now. So again, even if you're looking for a quick little scalp, get in, get out of this play. Now up to $10.50, another bounce play off $10. And again, that's all because the 200-day moving average. If we're above it, it holds up as support. If we're below it, it holds up as resistance. Going below that 200-day moving average, that's where it's going to definitely get a little bit more scary, a little bit more risky. Now, the big heads up about this is if you guys hop in on DRIO and you have, let's say, a 15-cent stop loss, you're going to get hit most likely immediately. Your stop loss is most likely going to get hit immediately if you have a 15-cent stop loss. This is not a trade for a trader. This is not a trade for the emotional trader. This is not a trade for the person who doubts themselves every time they hop in on a play. DRIO is a play for someone who is saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to look to get in on a bounce play. I'm going to hold this stock until I'm up in a nice profit, and then I'll go ahead and get out, right? Right now, DRIO is starting to get back underneath the $10 mark. If this thing is too jumpy for you, if this thing is too crazy for you, that's okay, right? No one's forcing you to get in on it. You had a couple bounces off $10, which is awesome. Right now, it's starting to get a little weaker. Right now, it's starting to have a little bit of that pullback because it cracked the 200-day moving average. And again, if this thing is a little too crazy for you, no reason to get in on it. Right now, I've been sitting on my hands this whole entire time, just kind of watching it. Because look how crazy this thing is. We were just at $11. It's now down at $8. It may get halted. This may got halted on the downside now. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Right? This stock has just went from $11 now down towards $8.30. Not halted yet, but yep, definitely close. But again, look at that drop. And again, why is it dropping so hard? Well, the stock did spike from 490 all the way up towards around 1180. The stock is having about a $2.50 pullback. It went on about a $6 spike, right? It's having about a $3 pullback, 250, pullback. Right now, ABIL is getting a little bit more ugly. Not really a play you need to get in on until it breaks through that 75-cent mark again. DRIO just trying to hold on up. This has definitely been where a lot of the hype and where a lot of the activity has been at. Little side note as well. If you guys were not here yesterday, we did start putting together a brand new back burner list for the week. I put it, in chat a few times. I put it in the morning newsletter, but we do have a brand new back burner list. If you guys are interested on that, that's right there. Back burner list December 2nd to December 6th. DLG, a little bit of hype. I just want to see. Right now, DRIO is the most active. By far the most active, but definitely a little bit of the most crazy. MOSY, a little bit of volume. MOSY starting to creep its way on up. Thank you for the alert. AA, J Sniggle. I appreciate that because MOSY did have a press release this morning. So MOSY did have a press release this morning, and this one is starting to creep a little bit right now. Keep your eyes peeled over on MOSY right here, guys. MOSY. December 3rd, again, it did come out with this press release right here. December 3rd, talking about its ultra scale acceleration and development kit. So right here, MOSY is getting a little bit of hype. Keep your eyes peeled over towards it. Maybe small entries if you guys are interested on this play over on MOSY. So MOSY, this thing could possibly catch a little bit of fire. Start moving its way on up. Start getting a little bit of volume. All eyes right now over on MOSY. We'll see if this could possibly run up towards around that 230 mark. Possibly break through 230. Get a little bit of hype towards it. Could see a possible mob shift. And why do we see a possible mob shift? Well, right now, for people, right? The stock that everyone was looking at right here, DRIO, starting to come back on down. It can't hold, right? People are also going back over to ABIL right now. So people are also going back to ABIL at this time, where they're trying to see, all right, you know what? Can I make any money over on ABIL? Can I make any money on MOSY? Can I make any money on anything else? I like MOSY. I like the chart pattern on MOSY. MOSY has a decent float at 24 million. MOSY, I believe, is a previous spiker. I think that we had a few spikes on this play, right? I wouldn't be opposed to look for a small entry if you guys are interested on this one over on MOSY. I'm not opposed to that. I think you might be able to see a little bit of profit over on this bad boy. So MOSY starting to creep its way on up even more. Starting to get a little bit of hype towards this one. Right now it's currently right around this 230-ish mark. MOSY getting a little bit of volume still. 225 is its support line. Let's see if 225 can hold. If 225 can hold at this time. Right now it does have a little bit of upper shadows. We'll see if this could set itself up in a bull flag pattern. I mean, MOSY does have credibility. That's the thing. There is, a press release behind it. Press release behind it over on MOSY. We want to see the bids hold above 225 though. And the thing is also DRIO had, if there's 100 people in the stock market, 95 of them were looking at DRIO. DRIO is starting to come back on down. Since DRIO is starting to come back down, people are rushing to other plays trying to see if they're going to spike. People are going to see if MOSY is going to spike. People are going to see if ABIL is going to spike. People are going to see if this play is going to spike. This play is going to spike. Right now, MOSY still trying to hold. I'm not opposed if you want to look for something small, but still, again, not amazing at this moment. DRIO may do what? We know how crazy this play is right now. We know how wild this play is. The possibility for DRIO to spike later on today definitely could be there as well. Imagine, again, we put on the VWAP right here. Let's go indicators. We put on the VWAP. Imagine if DRIO does what? Just sit underneath the VWAP till 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then all of a sudden, breaks through that VWAP at 10:30, 11 o'clock. How many times have we seen that happen? Right? We've seen that happen a good amount, where we could see DRIO break out, for a nice rip and a nice run. MOSY is still fighting. I wouldn't go big on this play. I wouldn't go any more than probably 1,000 shares on this play, to be completely honest with you, because it's not worth the risk. But if you want to do 500 to 1,000 shares, you do have a little bit of a bull flag pattern. You're still trying to break through 230. As long as the bids stay above 225, that shows strength. When bids are at 220, 219, 218, that shows a lot of weakness. All right. But yeah, if nothing pops off, I would honestly say DRIO is going to be your next best bet. But honestly, it wouldn't be about for like another hour from now. Right? So if MOSY does not pop off or ABIL does not pop off, I think DRIO is going to be your best bet for a pop maybe around 10:30 to 11 o'clock. So I'll even type that out right here. It says, dude, DRIO is hands down the most active play and most watched stock of the morning. A lot of traders are looking for spikes elsewhere as DRIO is falling right now. But if nothing else spikes, such as like MOSY or ABIL, etc., I would still focus on DRIO for a 10:30 to like 11 a.m. spike. This is a 1 million in float stock with great news. So again, DRIO is hands down the most active play and most watched stock of the morning. A lot of traders are looking for spikes elsewhere as DRIO is falling right now. But if nothing else spikes, MOSY and ABIL, etc., I would focus on DRIO for a 10:30, 11 a.m. spike. This is a 1 million float stock with great news. So just a little heads up for you guys. I do think there's still a lot of potential behind DRIO. DRIO, yep, looking weak right now. Again, not a play right now, but I still think there's a lot of potential for this one to be able to bounce back if nothing else goes on a breakout. If nothing else goes on a rip, if nothing else goes on a run, if nothing else goes on a pop, I think, again, this one could, possibly still be able to bounce back on up. Right now, you still got MOSY trying to fight, and then ABIL trying to battle its way on up as well. ABIL is still in the game. How's the SPY doing today? SPY hasn't really moved. Hasn't really moved since it opened. Obviously, we do have a gap down. Right? We do have a gap down after coming up towards around that 315 mark. 315, nice natural, number right there. Nice strong whole number. 315 right on the $5 increment. Can we see MOSY? CX. couple stocks trying to make like little red to green moves, like VIVE, little red to green move, right? We have ONTX trying to get little red to green move. So ONTX trying to get a little red to green move. What do we got here? Yama with a press release that just came out. VERB. Let's check that out. What we have here? VERB 3 minutes ago. VERB's platform for global launch in nearly 30 markets. Let's put that on the bottom level too right here. VERB to see if that gets any volume. But right now, ABIL is trying to battle back. ABIL is trying to battle back. MOSY not happening right now. MOSY guys at this time not happening. So nothing I'm really seeing on MOSY is that stock is not being able to break through that 230 mark. Right now, ABIL is trying to battle back. ABIL is looking for, again, the possible 80-cent break. Let's see if ABIL can battle here. The stock is trying to build a little bit of higher lows, right? So we have ABIL slowly trying to build some higher lows right here. I'm going to get rid of the support line. We don't really need the support line. We know anything in red is going to be holding up as resistance. Anything in blue is support. So we have ABIL right now inside this little ascending triangle pattern. We have our blue support line, which is our trend line. We have our light resistance at 76 cents and our strong resistance at 81 cents. So ABIL getting rejected at 76 cents right now. Again, comes up to that pink. Look at that. Woo! ABIL. Guys, it's like little traps right now. You know, you kind of a little bit right here, a little bit of love, and then all of a sudden throws it in your face, right? So be careful out there at the moment, guys. Be careful at this time, right? Right now, again, you know, we're seeing a lot of plays look like they're going to give us a little bit of love, right? And then what happens? What happens right here? You all of a sudden you go and ABIL crack of that support line and starts dumping on down. Right now, I'm still waiting for my play. Right? ABIL is giving it a chance, but notice the trend line crack. Right? It's like, hey, we have an ascending triangle pattern, possibility, right? But we want to see that resistance line break because that shows strength. Right? Right now, ABIL, obviously we did not see the strength break through that 75-cent mark, started dropping on down. After that, what else did we see? MOSY comes up to 230, couldn't break, comes back on down. You know, I think DRIO may still be the best bet if this thing could ever U-shape back on up. If DRIO could ever U-shape back on up, I think we could have a possible play on our hands. Right? Where are we at right now? 750. Let's look at pre-market real quick. Do we have any? I was gonna say maybe a possible bounce play right here at 750, right? But it's just so risky still. I mean, the stock has a 20-cent spread. It's not making it easy for us at all. I was gonna say maybe a possible bounce play right here, but this thing is still falling at this moment. And I don't see any clear-cut support lines. You know, clear-cut support lines at this time. Let me go up to 750. Right around this area. I'm thinking maybe a possible bounce play because, again, the stock has fallen so much, and I do want this stock to U-shape back on up. But at the same time, Deck, it's not about what you want. It's not about I would want this stock to run and rip all the way up to $100. But the thing is, again, we have to filter out emotions from the actual chart, right? We have to filter out emotions so you know what we actually want to do here, and what does that mean? You know, as I just said, guys, and something you may come across. It's like I'm thinking DRIO. Should I look for a bounce play right here, right around like 750, for the possibility of this stock to get back up to $8 and 850? And what was my reasoning? Oh, because I want this stock to go back up to $8. The stock market, it goes right up to me and says, I don't care what the heck you want, right? I don't care what the heck you want. I'm Wall Street. I'm the stock market. I'm going to take whatever I want to take from you, right? So again, you know, we do need to filter out our emotions a little bit. At the same time, 750 seems like it is being, you know, that nice bounce play that, you know, I was interested in right here. Because DRIO has been falling, falling, falling. I think 750 is just a nice area overall. Let's see if it's going to be able to continue to move on up. Yeah, I know CT. Sometimes, what you have to do is I need to hop in on a trade. I need to hop in on a trade and then get out of the trade, and then you see a nice rip. Right, that's kind of one of the things I do. I hop into a play, I'll make a few $100s, but then I get out of it, and then it'll go on that big time spike. Yeah, I feel like that happens to all of us every now and then. No, this market's been super duper hot over the past, few weeks, but the past, we still had an awesome breakout today. We can't deny that. That was a $6 breakout this morning. A $6 breakout. That's great. That's awesome. That's huge, right? Over on DRIO. But can anyone tell me what would be the reasoning on maybe why some stocks are partially a little bit slower right now? Right? Why would stocks be partially a little slower right now? I mean, DRIO is getting that little bounce play, getting that bounce play off 750 up towards around 790. If you guys can't think of it, I would probably say why we're not seeing any sort of consistency. I'd probably say again, some traders, are just a little bit worried about the SPY right here. The SPY, we have fallen from 314 all the way down to around 307, 315 all the way down to 307, right? That's a nice, that's a pretty beefy drop right there, right? The market's currently right here. The Dow is down 393 points. The Nasdaq is down 116 points. The S&P 500 right now is currently down 38 points, right? So we are seeing, a nice little drop at this time, and that could kind of scare a little bit of traders at this moment. Just give a little bit of a fright to some traders, scare a couple traders right now from maybe getting into the markets, right? This is basically, the first time we've been able to see almost a 400, point drop on the Dow, and I can't tell you how long, since September, right? Because October, all the SPY did was move up. November, all the SPY did was move on up. Yesterday, again, we had a nice rip in pre-market, AKTX. I was able to make $750 in pre-market. Today, I traded again in pre-market. What was I able to make? Again, off the pre-market play. So far, on Monday and Tuesday, best two spikes have been in pre-market before the day has opened, and people again started getting affected by the SPY. That could be a little bit of reasoning behind it, what we're currently seeing right here. I just like to post those current markets right there so you guys can see everything. Right now, it does seem like 750 is that nice support line. Could have pulled the trigger. Again, still a risky trade. Still a risky trade with how choppy that thing is. VERB not really getting too much hype right now. How's ABIL? Did ABIL just kind of crash? ABIL, look at ABIL. We gave it a chance. ABIL, I gave you a chance. We had the stock set up in a very nice ascending triangle pattern. What were we ultimately looking for in ABIL? Right? We were looking for that nice ascending triangle pattern squeeze. Right? When we see this ascending triangle pattern squeezes, oh, I love these patterns. These patterns are great, right? Because when we have these ascending triangle pattern squeezes, what happens, guys? We get, these awesome pops, awesome rips, awesome runs. Ascending triangles are beautiful. Ascending triangles are so great. Right? Here's a nice example of an ascending triangle where the stock hits resistance, comes back down to the trend line support. Hits resistance, comes back down to trend line support. Hits resistance, comes back down to trend line support. And then what happens? It breaks out, right? It breaks out and goes on this awesome rip. But it needs the whole trend line. Because as we know, if the trend line breaks, the trend line dumps off, right? Right when the trend line breaks, it dumps on off. So we can break out. What happened on ABIL right here? ABIL, the moment we broke the trend line, boom, right? The moment we broke the trend line, that's where things got ugly. So we had a beautiful pattern with ascending triangle pattern right here, but the moment it broke that trend line, it just got ugly, and we cannot be playing stocks with ascending triangle patterns that are breaking, or excuse me, trend lines that are cracking. Even how bad we want it. Even if you say, ABIL, I wanted you to break out. I wanted you to pay me. I wanted you to be, everything to me. I wanted you to be my lover, right? But you know what? Again, going to do what the stock market does. It plays trend lines, it plays certain patterns, it plays volume, it plays market conditions, not your emotions. Yeah. Adrian, you guys know I always compare the stock market to basically like being in a weird relationship. So you got your good days, you got your bad days. Every stock is a new relationship. Million fish in the sea. DRIO right now back below 750, no entry for myself. Anytime you go above $1 and back below $1, it does show weakness. Right? $1 is one of the strongest resistance lines in penny stocks. If we break $1, we want to hold $1. We don't want to fall underneath $1. If all of a sudden what happens? We run up, hit that $1 mark, we get a little bit of a break, that shows strength. That's good. But the moment we go back underneath $1, we're back underneath that very strong resistance line. So that's where it gets a little bit more troubling. VIVE, 80K bidder on the ladder. Let's check it out. VIVE. What do you have here? Yeah, about 103. VIVE. VIVE trying to move its way back on up. Yeah, 80K bid. I'll put that on the bottom level too. Let's see if that can hold $1. Because if it can't hold $1, it's not even worth your time. VIVE, I don't see any sort of news towards this play. This stock has been falling, falling, falling. I mean, if this stock could ever get some crazy hype, I mean, it has the world to run. If anything was massive behind this, it does have the world to run. Right now, again, we do need to be smart. DRIO, I still like it. DRIO, I think that's the stock that, again, most people are going to be looking at. ABIL, no. QHC, no. NTC, I'm sticking with DRIO, guys. I honestly have to. I'm sticking with DRIO at this time. I'm saying again what I typed out before, right? I typed out DRIO. This is hands down the most active play, and most as DRIO is falling right now. But if nothing else spikes, MOSY try to spike, couldn't. ABIL try to spike, couldn't. VIVE's trying to spike, but really can't. I'm gonna still focus on DRIO. And why am I still focusing on this play? Is because traders are here, just like I'm here, just like you're here. And traders are here to make money. That's the only reason you're here right now, is because you want to make money. You want to make profit, right? So if we're all here and nothing else is spiking, people are going to run back to the stock that spiked $6 this morning in pre-market. People are going to run back to the stock that was able to make traders hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Or for me, my little $75. Right? Just my little tiny gain, right? But again, profit's profit, and this is the one that's the most profitable. So right here, DRIO, guys, is what what I'm looking for would be that big U-shaped pattern, and then the break of the VWAP. Break of the VWAP up to around 880. That's where I think things get hot. But I think that's going to probably be another like 30 minutes to maybe another hour before DRIO possibly makes that happen. Right now, we have our bottom support back down towards around the $7 mark. We need to see this be able to get all the way back above $8, consolidate, then break out maybe in about 30 minutes or so. So I'm still focusing. Number one, I think a DRIO is where you guys should be looking at. And we're gonna have to give it some time though, and have this thing consolidate. You could look for possibly those low 750 to $7 entries, right? Those low 750 to $7 entries wouldn't be too bad. At the same time, you can wait for some sort of higher low pattern, maybe the re-break of $8, or wait more till around 11 o'clock for that possibility of the breakout that I really want to see. The thing is that I'm just saying is, if there's 100 people in the stock market, we still have 100 people here. I don't think anyone's wrapping up their day yet, right? Now, I mean, there are a few people that may wrap up their day that made some nice big profit, but the majority of people are still looking for that hype, are still looking for that run. And since nothing else is going on, I think DRIO is going to catch the fire again. DRIO trying to get a little bit, and even again these bounces from 750 to 820, I think again could just be small little money makers. 750 to 820, that's a total of 70 cents right there. I know this thing is a little bit crazy with its spreads and how it moves, but this is again the best way to make money, as you can make the most in the shortest amount of time. Now you do have to understand that can be reversed, right? And how can that be reversed is that you can also lose the most in the shortest amount of time. You guys talking about CLVS trying to get a little bit of activity. Again, need to be careful with that doji start today. $15 strong resistance line. Hopefully, again, it can break through $15. CL, see if we have any volume. CLXT. CLXT just popped up on the Holt scanner a little while ago. This looks like a little bit more of a pump and dump type of play, unless there's some sort of news behind it. CLXT went from 360 to 406. Let's see. CLXT, let's see what we got right here. CLXT. CLXT, December 3rd, which is today, appoints Vince Restrucci as vice president. Okay, those press releases usually don't lead to any sort of spiking unless the vice president is like the old vice president of like Apple or something. So those press releases usually do not lead to any sort of volume. Thank you for again giving the heads up. It's on the Holt scanner right here. CLXT got halted about 5 minutes ago. It looks like it's going to be a 10-minute halt now. I nope, it should get unhalted, excuse me, in 20 seconds. Let's see if CLXT gets unhalted in 20 seconds here and see what happens. This may just be a little bit of a pump and dump. 10 million in float. Let's see what happens on CLXT. That's on the bottom level too right now. See if that's going to hold on up. All right, CLXT's back. Small little gap up. Let's see if any volume goes into it. Because again, all that press release was we have a new vice president. I feel like right now this could just be traders trying to get something going. All right, a little momentum-based play. The target would be the 50-day moving average. If that's at that 479 mark, again, that definitely makes sense. Right here, the 50-day moving average would be your resistance line. Right now, Trade Ideas isn't popping it up, but the 50-day moving average is going to be a tough area. That's where a lot of people are going to start locking in some profits. So yeah, so that 50-day moving average, you can see, look at past chart history pattern. Last time we came up to the 50-day moving average, what happened? The stock started falling. The time before that, we came up to the 50-day moving average. What started happening? The stock started falling. Now, as we come up to the 50-day moving average, what's going to happen? Again, it does give it a little bit of a tough time. So people are going to lock in profits as we come up to that 50. So That's trying to get a little bit of momentum going behind it. DRIO, guys, is building a little bit of higher lows. Again, you guys know this has been my baby. If you guys are sitting on like 500 shares or so, you guys are still fine. You guys are still fine right here. Bottom support. I'm seeing some support maybe back down towards around that 775 mark. Let's see if this can hold right here. Or is it gonna crack? Ooh, it's starting to ruin its higher lows. All right, so maybe again just back down towards around the $7 mark. A little pullback though. Pullback back down towards around 740. VIVE back above $1, trying to get a little bit of momentum. All right, not really too much though. CLXT I'm going to put on the bottom. DRIO still on the top right here. We got a little bit of time to kill. Right, a little bit of time to kill right here. Right, I don't want to just sit here and just look at the scanners the whole entire time. So I do just want to go into like a quick little lesson. Not really a lesson on I have to show you slides or anything, but I do want to kind of talk about what I like to do every single year as I come up to the new year. And this is going to be me just talking. And again, we are kind of waiting to see if DRIO is going to be able to U-shape back on up and be able to break the VWAP. So right now, the number one stock I'm still focused on is DRIO. DRIO, $7 main support. Watch that VWAP break, which is the black line right here, right? DRIO, it's the black line right here. When we can break that black line right around 875, I think again we could see a lot of volume. This is where a lot of traders are looking at. This is where a lot of traders are focused on, and the break of that VWAP line is where we could see some hype. You can look for a possible $7 bounce play, or again, you can wait for maybe the 825 break, because that would show some activity starting to move in on this play as well. All right. So other than that, though, what I want to talk about really quickly is just kind of going over as we come down to 2020. It's very important for you guys to be able to have goals set for the brand new year, right? In my office right now, I put up a big whiteboard, right? And I enjoy having this big whiteboard. And every single day, I always write down what I want to get accomplished for the day, right? I have my daily goals, I have my weekly goals, I have my monthly goals, and I have my yearly goals, right? So if I have 4 different sections right here, and I can, of course, just give you a little bit of a visual at this moment. And again, you guys don't have to do this, but it's just something that does help me be able to, notice what I have to do. You ever hear that saying, when you have something that you want to get done, just write it down? I know it sounds stupid because when you write it down, how does that help you? It just really does. It kind of just gives you a better visual. So, right here, I would have my daily goals, right? Just on my whiteboard. I have my daily goals, right? I have my weekly goals. A little bit too extra right there. I have my weekly goals. I have my monthly goals. And I have my yearly goals. Now, the thing is, when I have my yearly goals, guys, I don't really touch this side, right? I don't really touch my yearly goals too much because that's going to take usually throughout the whole entire year to get done. So, whatever this could be make $100,000 in the stock market, right? Make 100K, right? That could be a goal for you. Other yearly goals, it really comes down to you. Me, it would be, make over $100,000 in the stock market, right? That's, a nice salary. That's what to make. This could also be, hey, get your real estate license, right? That's a goal, right? This could be, invest into another startup company. So invest, into, other companies, right? At some point throughout the year. So these are, maybe 3 different goals that I am setting, throughout the whole entire year, right? Monthly goals, right? What could I do for a monthly goal right here? Monthly goal could be, make somewhere around $10,000 a month trading stocks, right? That's a monthly goal to get done. Monthly goal. Put together for myself, what do we have here? Do 15 new YouTube videos, right? 15 new YouTube videos, right? And you guys kind of get what I'm doing here. I have my long-term goals, I have my monthly goals, I have my weekly goals, and then daily goals I want to get done. And just by waking up every single day and seeing this stare you in the face, guys, it does help you get it accomplished. It would be the same exact thought process. It's the same exact thing if, let's say, you guys are wanting to lose weight. Let's say you guys are on the more heavyweight side right now. Let's say you guys aren't happy with your physical physique. What is one of the best ways to kind of motivate yourself? Go ahead, take a picture of yourself with your shirt off, right? Stick it on your mirror. Every single time you wake up, what do you see? You see that person, the person you don't want to be, right? So what do? You go to the gym, right? Then again, as time goes by, you start seeing yourself transform. And as you get to that fit level, you look back and you say, this is the person that I never want to go back to being, right? So, that is a sense of motivation because we visually see it. We have different senses as a human, don't we? We have, again, sense of touch, smell, sight, hearing, and feel, right? What do we rely most on, though? Visual, right? Seeing is believing, right? If I was blind and someone's like, "Oh, that person's fit," that person's really jacked, it's like I don't really know if I believe you or not. I'm blind, right? You could just be making this up. But if I see it with my own eyes, well, then I definitely believe it as myself because I can actually see it, right? It's the same exact thing when you guys are writing down your goals. Write them down so you guys can see them. It's the same exact thing as if you're trying to lose that weight, as you have that big shirtless picture of yourself, right? And when you write these goals down, you're going to be able to accomplish them. But why don't we want to? Why do we want to have four different sections, right? Why do we want to have daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly? Well, because I said yesterday, making $1 million this year is not a goal, right? Is it? It's what I would call a fantasy goal. It's something that yes, it could possibly happen, but at the same time, the chances of it are definitely a little bit more on the rare side. And I'm not trying to again shoot down your goals, but I want to make your goals tough but also realistic. I want to make your goals very hard to achieve, but also something that you can do if you're willing to outwork, willing to work for it, right? Is it easy to lose, let's say, 20 pounds in 3 months? No, it's not easy to do that, but is it achievable? Yes. Is it, can you put on, let's say, 50 pounds of muscle in a week? No, that's not possible. So don't set that goal, right? Goal setting is so important to you because it gets you something to go after, and it also gives you that sense of accomplishment and confidence. It also keeps you motivated when you have different goals to be able to go through, guys, if it's daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. Because I could have a yearly goal, right? And what would be my yearly goal? If we're staying on stock trading, it would be make over $100,000. If we're going to, let's say, fitness, like we've been using this as the analogy, right? It would be have, and let's say I was a big person, right? Because your goal is not 11 months away, not until 10 months away, 9 months away. So you're like, oh, you know what? That's so far away. So what's better to keep yourself constantly motivated is, okay, well, my weekly goal this week is to lose 3 pounds. It's like, whoa, I did that. Okay, I'm seeing the progress, right? You don't just want to have that far distant goal really far away from you. Because once you have that far distant, goal, it's really tough to keep the same exact motivation. How many people have been really fired up about something once, and then all of a sudden, like a week later, they lose all that drive, right? I get like that a lot, right? I get very sporadic. I get very kind of crazy along those lines that I always say to myself, "Oh, this is awesome. This is so sick. I love this like new thing that I just found." But then like a week later goes by and I'm not really that interested in it anymore because I see like the long-term goal, that I want to do is still just so far away. So if you find something that you're actually truly passionate about and something that you truly like, it's best to break it down into these four different scenarios. Hey, this is my yearly goal, what I want to get done. But now let's break it down into different topics and different chapters of how am I going to get that yearly done. Go to monthly, go to weekly, go to daily. That's going to keep your motivation up. That's going to make sure you have that sense of accomplishment. And that's going to also give you guys progress notes as you guys are progressing, saying, hey, you know what? I didn't reach my daily goal or my weekly goal or my monthly goal, but I'm still on track to, again, hit my yearly goal. Or I did hit my daily. I did hit my weekly. I did hit my monthly. I'm feeling great that I know I'm going to hit my yearly goal in the near future. But it's very important. So if I were you and you want to take your stock trading really serious, I would go out, buy a whiteboard, buy, some sticky notes, buy something that you can just put up on your wall and you guys can look at it every single day knowing what you have to do, right? I think that is so awesome and so important. And it's not only just for stock trading. If stock trading is 100% your passion, that's great. But again, I have many different goals other than just stock trading, right? I may want to do what? As I said, get my real estate license. I may want to do what? I may want to go out and maybe invest into a startup that someone's doing. I may want to look for other things as well to help my financial gain and my financial growth, right? But these are all things I want to be able to get done. Now, don't put things on your yearly list and not have monthly goals to get them done. If you put something on your yearly goal list, you want to have things on your monthly or weekly goal list to make sure you accomplish those. You don't put things on your yearly side and do what? Forget about them until next December where you say, I never got around to it. Well, that's just because you never put monthly or weekly or daily goals to actually get that to happen. If you put something on the yearly side, you are going to have things on the monthly, weekly, and daily, all that lead to that. So if I put, let's say get my real estate license, right now, it's tough for me to go get my real estate license because I'm stock trading all the time. So what would I want to do today? Hey, maybe watch an hour's worth of, YouTube videos, on how to get my real estate license. What do I want to do maybe tomorrow? Hey, look up different areas where I can go ahead and make that happen. What do I want to do, by the end of this week? By the end of this week, maybe have a place scheduled that I can go ahead and check out. What do I want to have by the end of this month? I want to be able to have, all the books and material. What do I want to have by the end of the year? The ultimate goal, right? So these are all things that you guys want to be doing. Hey, you want to be a stock trader. This is your first day of stock trading. Your yearly goal is to make $20,000. Your monthly goal right here, again, you have a long way to go. Hey, let me start paper trading. Okay, my weekly goal is to let me watch this amount of hours in the video library. My daily goal today is to understand what Deck's talking about, why he traded the stock he did today, and be able to just get a better sense of what's going on today. So each one of these kind of lead towards that ultimate goal, and that's the best way to hit it, right? So coming down to 2020, reset yourself, right? It's a great time for people to say, all right, I'm starting fresh, I'm starting new, I'm starting up, as a new person. And right, I mean, if you think about it, it is just another day in the world that we live in. But it is a great chance to kind of give you that fresh start. But you don't want to do it for a week or two and then die off. I know I've been giving the fitness analogies throughout this whole entire period, but New Year's Eve is kind of the greatest example of that, right? January 1st, always the most crowded day in the gym. January 1st, guys, the most crowded day in any gym you go to. And why is that? Oh, January 1st, guys. I'm going to be, that's going to be the year that I'm going to be the most fit in my life. But not until I finish these good cookies first, right? It's December 3rd. I got these cheese puffs to get down for the next 27 days. I'm feeling great, right? So then what happens? January 1st comes around, everyone goes to the gym. January 2nd comes around, people are there. January 3rd, oh, it gets a little lighter. January 5th, hey, okay, we're kind of back to normal a little bit. January, 20th, it's just the regular crowd again, right? Hey, what happened to your New Year's resolution? What happened to your goals? Oh, I was lifting for a little bit, but these damn cookies are so damn good, right? So, you definitely wanted, you can't lose that motivation. You got to make sure that you guys are being smart and setting the goals the proper way. And that's something a lot of people don't teach, the proper way to set goals. Right? It's easy to say, okay, I want to do this, but how do you do that? Go in those 4 different sections makes it a lot easier. Guys, little sign up, KERN. KERN right now looking pretty solid. Right? KERN right now looking really solid. DRIO, KERN, 2 stocks. I'm going to put KERN on the bottom. KERN's on the bottom. I still want to look at DRIO. DRIO, I think it's going to come back down one more time, and then I think it's going to go. Okay, so I think it's going to come back down maybe one more time. KERN, though, this has been like Rapids play for the past like month and a half. So again, this has been a stock that has been slowly moving on up. This was the one that we had on our watch list all the way back in November. And why is that, guys? Well, again, this one does have that nice 50-day moving average, 13 EMA squeeze. And KERN has just been, really, really solid. So again, DRIA, or excuse me, KERN, very, very solid. DRIO, give it like 30 more minutes, guys. I think 30 more minutes on DRIO, and we could see that possible VWAP break. Melon fee, if that's real profit, buddy, you are destroying it. Okay, so I know you had an awesome gain yesterday, big time profit today. Again, awesome, awesome job. If you have, P&L, because I know, again, whenever we see profits that big, traders want to see the entry, exit, timestamps, all that good stuff. If you have that and you want to post it, awesome. And again, congratulations no matter what. And again, awesome, awesome work. Awesome job. Real money. So again, you are absolutely destroying it on fire. KERN, the stock does not have any sort of news I'm seeing right now. But this has just been a nice, slow and steady climber, and that's what we saw a lot yesterday. A lot of just nice, easy, slow and steady climbers. Been able to make some nice big rips and runs. Kind of been adding that to the stocks that spiked big last week, right? Stocks that spiked big last week. All stocks that have had some nice overall climbs. How's MYOV? How's MYOV? MYOV trying to hold on up as well. And melon feed, jeez, 14 grand. That is awesome, buddy. That is so awesome. All right, right now, I'm still looking over on DRIO, as I said. DRIO has resistance right around that 840-ish mark. And again, all eyes, I think, should still be on this play, guys. I think this thing could possibly rip and run. Also, TX Justice, I know you've been killing it, buddy. Also, a little side note, there are a lot of traders, guys, that kind of have very nice niches, especially if you guys are new traders. I know Rapid is always great, for those long trades and also some of those bigger mid-cap plays. So again, you guys can always hit him up. Iggy, he's very good at shorting and also, again, option plays. Yama, always finding news right away. Also has some great trades. Chad Nystrom, he's always great with a lot of shorting opportunities. So again, make sure you check him out. And also TX Justice, if you guys are looking for maybe slow and steady swing trades over a week or so, TX Justice is very great looking for those swing trades. So again, if you guys are interested in options or shorting, you guys may want to look at Iggy. Just again, shorting in general, look at Chad Nystrom. Long plays and some breakouts, look at Rapid or Yama. Or again, some slow and steady swing trades, hit up TX Justice. So again, a couple different players that have kind of just been standing out, and all have some great skills in their niche. Monstar Trader, $500. Awesome job. Again, I'll check over in Profits Chat soon. I want to see if DRIO is going to get any sort of ripping or running.